Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. So in today's presentation, I'm going to present about game-based learning. The reason why I choose or I make this title for my presentation is because this particular method involves the competitive edge of games as the primary source of motivation for the student to learn about the material. So let's move on further. So first, I'm going to explain about the material here. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kadek Krisna Putra. My student ID is 201 202 1060, and I'm currently in class 3B. So, what is the purpose of this presentation or the purpose of this particular method? So, the purpose is to introduce a procedure of learning that directly involves the student in a competitive environment with fun and engaging way. Keep in mind that this is games that is made in competitive environment, so it will motivate the student. So what skills are to be expected or to be nurtured in this particular method? So the skill that we are going to aim for is one is reading skill of the student, and the second one is the writing skill. Albeit there is some complementary skills, that is vocabulary building. So what is the scope or what student is aimed for this particular method? So in this particular case, the student that is aimed is for the 7th grade students. The strategy that we are going to use or what this method can be classified as is think, pair, and share. And the material that fits perfectly with this method is descriptive text because it is have a wide array or very flexible in its implementation. And the fourth one is cooperative learning as the theory because we directly involve the student to interact more with their peers, and by having some form of games, it will create a sense of cooperative learning where they think together, share the thought together, and answer together. So here's the procedure of the method or the learning that we are going to use. So first, before the class, we have we have amassed a descriptive text with wide array of difficult vocabulary. And then after that, we require the student to learn or to read it in 5 to 10 minutes. After that, we give them a question about them to write or instruction for them to write difficult word and create a question regarding about the descriptive text. After that, we divided the class into two. This is the part of the pair in the strategy itself. Before this is the think part for the student, and now we pair them and they will share their thought and answer. So here's the rule. The taking team wrote the difficult word that they found or the question that they have wrote, and the rule is each 30-second pass, the opposing team got one score, or the attacking team itself got one score. So it creates a sense of urgency for the defending team in order to hastily answer the question from the attacking team. Here's the defending team must find difficult word from their dictionaries and apply the use of the word into a sentence. So this is the learning experience of the part of the learning experience itself. The defending team learn about the vocabulary and the use of it, and the attacking team that think the word difficult will know about the answer because of it. But the thing is, we have to keep putting or keep focusing on the competitive edge of the learning experience as in order to motivate them to learn more. So we give the defending team flat 5 point if they can answer correctly. This is done in order to make them more fast or in order to make them more hastily on answering the opposing team as answering very fast or in a timely manner will grant them a net positive point. And here's the last part of it. The test is repeated until each student from both teams has taken their turn. So what being meant by this is that after each student has taken their turn, this creates a sense of urgency or not urgency. This creates a sense of equal fighting chance for all the students and equal representation or participation from all the students in this particular classroom. So what is the strength of this particular method? So first, competitiveness is the strength of it. By having competitiveness, it creates a sense of motivation for the student in order to defeat the other side and to win the war or to win the games. And it creates a sense of friendship or cooperative with each other on the same team. Second one is vocabulary building for the student, of course, because they try to find difficult word. And the third one, because it is in the format of a game, it is fun and engaging for all the student involved. But there's some form of limitation that is put in place because it is particularly a games. So first one is odd number of students. So if there's one team with more student than the other, it will create a sort of mental image for the team with fewer students that it is unfair to fight and not equal in their fighting chance. The second one is same student answering the question. Of course, this cannot be mitigatable because it is the sense of a group games. One smart student will answer more. So in order to mitigate this, maybe we could implement a restriction on the amount of question that he or she can give. And the third one, the almost obvious limitation of this particular method is time constraint because it requires huge amount of time for all party involved in order to finish the game. So let's move on about the suggestion for the teacher that about how to implement this strategy. First, teachers are recommended to find descriptive text with plenty of material, obviously with a lot of difficult words. The second one is having multiple descriptive text may prove to be inefficient. So having difficult material will make the student focus, will split the student focus, and it will create a sense of disarray in the team itself. Third one, to not lose student interest, a bonus round will be implemented. So they will gain the interest of the particular party because there is a hope of winning. And lastly is small prize, a complimentary small prize for the winning team. Because of course, if there is no prize, then they don't have a reason to be competitive in a particular game. In this scenario, a game for the student. So hopefully, this presentation or this particular method can be implemented for the student in a manner in which enables student to be competitive, but also a fun and engaging way to make them learn about vocabulary and to make them learn in general. So by having them learn in a stress-free situation, hopefully it will encourage them to learn more about the language itself. That's all about my presentation. Thank you for your attention.